Hello everyone, it's James from Keeping It Anime, and today we're talking chapter 104 of We Never Learn. Now, I do have to apologise yet again, it is a very late chapter review. I'll try my best to get chapter 105 out relatively on time. Just gonna have to see when that happens. But anyway, we're talking 104, and this chapter was another fantastic chapter. I just want to start off by saying the art style in this chapter was fantastic. The manga really outdid himself when it came to the art, even though some of the art went a bit goofy towards the end of this chapter, but I really like that. I don't mind it. We had some spectacular panels throughout this chapter that really highlighted the features of Yuiga Fushimio. I said the name wrong. It's Fumino, my bad, and Konami Senpai. These characters were drawn with such fine detail that it was just aesthetically pleasing to see. Now, the goofy parts as well were actually quite comical. I did enjoy reading them and seeing them. It was very nice. Okay, so what happened in this chapter? So in this chapter, we start off with Fumino's father giving her a present, which is lipstick. She tries to put it on to see if Yuiga would, notice it or say anything. And the first person to notice it is Konami Senpai, because she says that, seeing that type of thing comes with her line of work. And, yeah, I can understand why, being in the maid service. Pretty good. Nice reference. But anyway, Yuiga arrives after being late from his job, and then we find out that Konami Senpai has told Fumino about who was in the costume when the school festival was going on a couple of chapters back, where Fumino got her first kiss. Now, I actually really did like this reveal, because up to this reveal, Fumino was kind of fickle about whether or not she would accept that as her first kiss. Because she starts off at the start of the chapter saying it doesn't count, because the guy was wearing a costume. And then once she finds out it was Yuiga, her dialogue kind of changes to the point where she kind of thinks that it's okay that it was him, so she accepts it being that. And then she goes into panic mode, apologizing in her head to Uraraka and Rizu, because, she's trying to set one of those two up, and she's ended up taking it from them. It was quite a comedic sort of scene, and I did enjoy it. So enter our main protagonist, Yuiga. Now, Konami leaves at this point, which is a bit of a shame, but it's understandable. And these two kind of have an awkward dynamic, that being Yuiga and Fumino. So they're basically studying away, and Yuiga notices that Fumino seems a bit tense, and she hasn't confronted him about the whole kissing in the costume thing yet. And then once Fumino goes and leaves to wash her face off, Yuiga finds the lipstick sort of case and freaks out because he thinks it's one of Fumino's tests and that he's failed it. So it's the classic, misunderstanding trope that this manga is known for. And you know what? It put a smile on my face while I was reading it. I simply did enjoy it. And it was kind of a nice, refreshing chapter as well. So after a bit of backwards and forth and a bit of awkward sort of chatter between the two, Yuiga bows his head and says, "Can he starts again?" Now obviously, since they haven't resolved what the issue is between each other, Fumino's freaking out even more. She obviously thinks that he's trying to kiss her again, when in fact he just wants to put the makeup on her again and basically compliment her, which he does. That was a nice scene, and then obviously the penny drops and Fumino's like, "Oh, that's what you're going for? Huh, I must have been a bit silly to think otherwise." And then they clear the air, and Yuiga apologizes for not telling Fumino beforehand about the costume incident, and basically the chapter kind of ends there with them both apologizing and with Fumino stating, "Your comment about the lipstick was neat." And Yuiga obviously ends being clueless. So it was a nice overall chilling chapter with some brilliant, I'll pass the animation then, but with some brilliant art style and detail on the panels. Now, we don't know where the series is going to go to next, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just looking also to enjoy every chapter as they come. But hopefully we get a bit more story progression with another character at some point, because I'm enjoying these chapters because they're quite light-hearted and quite nice, but at the same time I would like a bit more story progression soon. If not next chapter, the chapter afterwards. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say for chapter 104. It was a brilliant chapter, very funny, nice art style, and I just loved the overall dynamic of it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this chapter, if you haven't read it yet, you can go to the viz.com Shonen Jump and read it for free if you need to. But other than that, guys, my name's James Townsend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Keep it anime.